Alright, bro. So if you haven't realized already, there's only 4 more months left of 2024, and there goes another year that you haven't progressed towards your goals, right? 5 years would pass, and like you would still be looking at what the latest hip hop beef is, what the latest YouTube drama is, what the latest influencers are posting, without you actually progressing and like working towards your own goals. That's all it is. It's just static, and like the sooner you realize that like everything around you is like trying to get your attention and trying to sap your attention and keep you trapped in this system, the better that you'll be, and the sooner you realize that, like the better you're gonna find yourself like progressing towards your own goals. Bro, like most people don't even have goals. Like if I ask like a random 20-year old in a western country like what their goal is, they'll be like, oh yeah, I want to be rich, right? But like that's not really a goal. That's more like a dream, or like that's more like a wish. Oh yeah, I want to be rich. Well, how rich? And like how are you gonna get there? So like these are like arbitrary goals that like people envision and like people dream about, but they never really get to it because they're consumed by all the static that's around them. Like this internet beef and like internet drama and like influencers and stuff like that. It's mainly social media that's sapping people's attention right now. So like if I was a random 20-year old, they're gonna say, oh yeah, I want to be rich, right? But like you need to be ultra specific on like what you want, and like you need to put a time frame that on that as well, so it's urgent, right? And you don't like take like 10, 20 years. Even that's worth it if you get it done, right? But most people don't get it done, and like that's a thing, right? Thing is like to achieve these goals that you have, like whether it be fitness, whether it be money, status, whatever, you need to like have like daily time frames and like daily goals, micro goals that you can achieve within like a daily time frame, a monthly time frame, and a yearly time frame, right? Without those, you'll never get anywhere, right? You need to mind map it and like literally like map where you're gonna get to within like a daily time frame, monthly time frame, and a yearly time frame. Otherwise, you're never gonna get there, right? And there's only 4 months left of 2024, and like if you start now, you probably get somewhere within the end of the year or like next year. If you never start, if you be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it next year, well, you just put your goals off by like another 4 months, and within 4 months, the amount of like changes that you can make is astronomical, right? The thing is like you need to like stop beating around the bush and like get the work done, right? At the end of the day, like what matters is getting the work done. Doesn't matter if you get the work done in your PJs or if you get your work done in a suit, right? Now, people will come up with this argument where it's like look good, feel good, right? But at the end of the day, if work is getting done, like it doesn't really matter, right? And it works the same for like everything in this life, right? Whether everything in this life that's worth having, right? Whether it be fitness, whether it be money, status, whatever. So just to reiterate, there's only 4 months left, but like you need to lock in now, or otherwise, you know, you can just say goodbye to your goals and like live like the 99%. Like, if you're watching this video, you don't want to be like the 99%, right? But you still do what the 99% do, right? So like you need to just take a step back and just analyze like what you're doing in your life, and like what are you doing on a daily basis that's sapping your energy and sapping your attention, and just cut those things out, mainly social media, right? And the thing is like no one is coming to save you, right? At the end of the day, like if you think about it, like no one really cares about a man until he makes something of himself, right? Whether it be like if you're rich, or whether it be you have an amazing physique or whatever. But like no one is coming to save you, right? At the end of the day, like no one is gonna come and say like, oh yeah, I want to make him rich, or like I want to, like make him have a amazing physique. They're thinking I want to have an amazing physique and I want to get rich, but they're not thinking that you need to be like that. Not even your parents are gonna think that like that. Anyways, like here's how you lock in for the next 4 months, right, and beyond. Obviously, like you don't want to just lock in for like 4 months and just forget about your goals afterwards, right? Because on a grand scheme of things, like you're not gonna really achieve that much. within like 4 months, right? You'll get somewhere, but you won't get like to like a massive level of success with fitness or with business, right? So here's how you actually lock in for the next 4 months and beyond, right? You need to forget about morning routines because that's really like a scam. Just because you have a morning routine doesn't mean that you're gonna be successful, right? Um, you know, it's been glamorized all over the internet, like nowadays. Like obviously, you have like all these young millionaires saying, "Oh yeah, this is my millionaire morning routine." Like Iman Gaji or whatever. But those don't really matter. And like Alex Hormozi said himself, like he's like a multi-millionaire. He's worth like over 100 million by now, obviously. So like he said himself that you don't need like a morning routine or like like a morning ritual or whatever. So like if you spend 3 hours on a morning routine, you're not gonna get anywhere, bro. That's sapping away your energy, and like as soon as you wake up, you need to get to work, right? So like you need to have a coffee or something in your system and get to work. So like the more you do that, the more you put in like deep work blocks. This is for business, obviously. So like if you put in like your deep work blocks within like the first few hours of the day, you're gonna get so much done. And the next thing is that you need to have a clean diet, right? The thing is, you need to start fasting, and that's gonna skyrocket your productivity. And what you need to do is you need to cut out all the processed shit. You need to cut out all the seed oils. You need to cut out all the sugar. You know, so like if you cut out all that shit, you're gonna be so mentally like sharp, and you're gonna get shit done like this, bro. Like, I'm not even joking, bro. I'm speaking from experience, right? Because I cut out all the sugars and everything. I mean, I do eat sugar like sometimes. I'm not like a total like monk mode freak, right? But like 95% of the time I don't eat sugar and stuff like that. Even like soda and stuff, I just drink the sugar free. If I do get it, I drink the sugar free version of it. Um, but yeah, like I just cut out like all the sugar and like all the processed shit, seed oils, um, and I just stick to like meats. I eat a little bit of rice and eggs and stuff like that. So that's gonna literally like, bro, that's gonna skyrocket your productivity, and you're gonna end up like accomplishing so much within like a short time frame. Just think about it. Like if you literally like start eating at the start of the day, you're literally gonna like tax your system with like so much food, so many calories. It needs to be digested and things like that. And like, bro, you can't get any work done, you know, because it needs to be digested, and like that takes energy, right? That takes like, and you feel all like sluggish and stuff like that. You think millionaires are out there eating breakfast, bro? Like, you think like millionaires out there eating fucking Fruit Loops and shit? They're eating like, bro, they're not eating anything. Um, that's why they're so sharp and things like that. So what I need to tell you is like, you need to cut out all the bullshit and focus on the work. If it's business, right? And if it's fitness, you need to literally like just focus on the 80% of the results that come from 20% of the inputs, right? And that's I think that's a Pareto's principle. So what you need to do is 20% of the inputs that give the 80% of the results is the diet and the training, right? So you need to find a training routine that's best suited for you. Don't go on the internet and be like, okay, what's the best routine? What's the best training routine? Is it Arnold split? Is it push pull legs? Is it bro split? Just find something that suits you and like literally like works for you. You don't want to go around. It can be a hybrid of things. It can be a mix of things. It doesn't need to be one rigid like system or like a routine, right? See what works best for you. Try everything. See what works best for you, and like implement it on a daily basis. That's all I have to say. And with diet, like obviously, like you can see me, like I'm not in the best shape that I can be in, right? But like I'm doing things on a daily basis that will get me towards my goals, right? towards losing weight. But like, like I've obviously built like a decent frame on myself, and like I've built a decent amount of muscle mass. So like I've started training like 7-8 years ago, and I've gotten to this point. But I obviously have some body fat, right, that I need to get rid of. So like I'm working towards that. But like my point is, you need to find something that works for you and stick to it, right? And also like what like diet, you need to either you're bulking or either you're like losing weight, like me. So you need to go on a calorie surplus or a deficit and like just stick to that, right? I'm not gonna get into like deep specifics about like diet and like training and stuff like that. Just like a high level overview of like how you can lock in for the next 4 months and beyond, right? What you need to, so like as I said, you need to focus on 20% of the inputs that give 80% of the results, even like 100% of the results. 20% of the inputs that give 20% of the inputs that give 80%. Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, you need to like really lock in, bro. That's all I had to say. Like, you need to do this mundane shit that everyone avoids on a daily basis. You need to callous your mind with like work, so that you get to a point where you like start enjoying that shit. And you need to smile at the pain and like literally like enjoy that shit. You will start enjoying it when you get good at it. That's my thesis for everything. Like you can you start to suck at things when you first start, right? Whether it be anything, like fitness, business, and even gaming, right? You suck at first, but then you get good at it, and then it's fun. Like, and if you go to the gym and like you have a massive pump, bro, like who doesn't like working out with a pump? Like, and you look actually like big and stuff. You're gonna love that, bro. You're gonna love that. And like, it's the same with business as well. If you're making some money and like you're putting in the work but you're making some money, you're gonna love that, as opposed to like the skinny guy that goes to the gym but doesn't see much results, and he gets demotivated and stuff like that. So like the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it, and the more you're gonna enjoy it, right? But one tip I can give you is like, don't look at like the big goal that you have set for yourself, like let's say 6 months down the line or like 1 year down the line, because that's like a behemoth of a goal, right? That's a big goal that you literally, you might even like you're scared of, like, bro, like, can I achieve this? Like, sounds like a little bit too much, bro. It sounds a little bit big, bro. But like the thing is, you need to look at like the daily sort of activities that will get you there. You need to look at the next step, the next step, the next step. Without looking at like the big picture. You need to look at like micro goals and like, what can I do to improve this on a daily basis, and like do that on a daily basis, and like days compound, right? Days compound, and like before you know it, you have like a month of days where you were consistent, where you were on track to do like well on a daily basis, and that's you on track 98% of the time, right? There's obviously going to be off days, but like, as long as you know that you've gotten to a good point, that you stayed on track for like 90% at 98% of the time, it's good to go. Like, bro, you're gonna achieve like great things when you like stay consistent. Like, it's all about consistency, and like just I know it sounds like all like motivationally and stuff like that, but like, bro, it is consistency and like doing a mundane task every day, like day in day out, bro. That's the secret to success. There's no other secret, bro. There's no like, whether it be fitness, whether it be business. I know, because I haven't had much success with like business success, but like I've had like success with like fitness, right? So I can apply the same thing to business as well. So I know the secret now. The secret is that there's no secret. Like, bro, you need to put in the work, bro. The work is what what counts at the end of the day, right? And another tip that I can give you guys, and this comes straight from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, right? Is that you need to literally make things easier for you. You know, if you make going to the gym easier for you, if you literally like live near the gym, or like you have your all your gear set up the previous day, you have your pre-workout all ready to go, and like things like that, you're gonna do better. You're gonna stick to it in the long run. If you have friction that literally stops you, or like it's harder for you to get into that momentum, it's gonna be tough for you. You're not gonna stick to it on the long run. So like, you need to make things easier for you, and the easier it is, the more you get it done, and the more you get it done, the more success you can have, right? And literally, like, this is like the blueprint, right? This is like how millionaires operate. I know I'm not a millionaire yet, but like I've seen so many people on the internet, and all their routines are the same, all their thinking processes are the same, their thought process, their mindset, everything is pretty much all across the board similar, right? It's not the same, but it's similar, right? So what I needed to do was like take a piece of that and be like, yo, like, if this is like the congruency that goes all across the board within like millionaires, fitness people, that does this for a living, so like I need to take a piece of that and be like, yo, I need to look at them and be like, yo, like, I need to implement that into my life, right? And that's what I'm telling you guys as well. So like, you need to look at all the successful people that comes across your For You page, or like if you're on YouTube, if it comes across your homepage, just get a glimpse. A lot of millionaires like post their day-to-day life on the internet, especially like these day in their lives and things like that. So like, what you need to do is like just see a pattern and like implement some of those aspects into your own life, right? And that'll get you far. They operate in such a high level because they have everything dialed in, right? Their diet, their fitness routine, their daily routine, it's everything's dialed in to be so specific and like so intentional that they it's easy for them to get it done, and they move on, right? It's always on to the next task. It's not like they don't get bogged down with like one thing and like overthink and like get overwhelmed. If it's something's not working, they find a solution really fast, right? And that's why like any millionaire, or like even like a 9 to 5 job is, you're putting out fires all the time, but like how big are the fires that you put out, right? And that's what matters, and that's like what will get you paid at the end of the day. The bigger the fire, the more you get paid, right? But anyway, this is how to lock in for like the next 4 months and beyond. And this is literally the blueprint, bro. So like, I encourage you to, just try these things out that I mentioned throughout the video, and just give it a go and be like, yo, this shit works. If it works, fucking leave a comment, bro. Like, it's gonna be great, And you always need to remember that, like, to get something you never got, you need to do something you've never done, right? So, whatever it is, like, if you don't have it right now, you need to literally, like, do something that you've never done to get it and to maintain it. To maintain things, it's really easy. Like, to maintain muscle, it's easy. To maintain business success, it's relatively easy. But to get it, to build new muscle, bro, it's fucking hard, bro. To build new business success, it's hard. But once you get there, you can maintain it with a reasonable amount of effort, right? But to get to 0 to 1, that's the hardest part, right? So that's why you need to lock in and like dedicate like a portion of your life. Let's say like a year, 2 years straight, like just grind. Just ghost everyone and grind, bro. And that's what you need to do to literally level up, right? And that's it. I'll end it right there. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one, Peace.